That's a good one. Oh, this guy. Well, then what happened? She did not. No. No. Oh my god. Well, that just doesn't make any sense. And then what? I can't read. Ladies, gentlemen, and they thems of the jury. It's story time. And it's not just any old story that I'm going to cover today. Today, we're going to be talking about the time I almost died. But yeah, so the time I almost died, am I exaggerating? Maybe not, because I did end up going to the hospital. It didn't seem that bad at the time, but granted, I may or may not have had head trauma. I don't know. But imagine this. I was born in 2002, alright? This is 2009 at the latest. Probably. I was 7 years old at the time, and this is midsummer. There was no school, no worries. We're at my dad's grandparents' house, which is where we were living at the time. It was kind of a big house with a big open area, probably a few acres of land back there. This is like the boonies. If you're a southern person, you probably know what that means. Or if you were unfortunate enough to live here, yeah. I'll get into how much I hate the boonies in Kentucky in a different video. But this is like out there, somewhere over a bunch of hills, and where every road is a one-way road. And if you're coming up on another car, you both have to drive off the road so you don't hit each other. Because safety? Pfft, who thinks of that? But anyways, it's 2009. I'm 7 years old. And me and my older brother, or older half-brother I should say, and Robert, if you're seeing this did happen, you cannot deny it, decided to do a little race. The stipulations? I was on a bike. Specifically, I believe a black and blue mongoose bike that I recently taken the training wheels off of. Meanwhile, my brother was on an ATV. You want to talk about privilege? There it is. But I, being the courageous 7-year-old dumbass, decided I was going to race my 14-year-old brother on this ATV. And I decided that I would win. I don't think we did a countdown or anything like that. I think we were both just riding them at the time, and then, to be honest, I probably challenged him to the race. So in reality, this is all my fault. Let me lay the groundwork of exactly where this race is taking place. There's the main stretch of road, which, you know, cars drive on. Pavement, if you will. Wet rocks that are now dry that are there, I guess. But this part of road was very, very special. It had a long straightaway, and when I say long, not even 100 feet. And it went up a hill, and conveniently at the top of the hill, there's a flat enough surface which led into the driveway. Specifically, 2 separate driveways. See, this house was built on a hill because we're fucking weird, I guess. People back in the day were like, where to put a house? Gee, that hill over there looks pretty nice. So there were 2 driveways into our house. There was one on the lower part of the road that was a straightaway, and one at the top of the hill. The top of the hill was usually where you pulled in. The other driveway led to a big, long road that went pretty much into the woods, and also passed by a decrepit barn that was for some reason behind our house. But yeah, the pathway that I took, I just went up the hill, down to a certain point to the next driveway, and turned around and came back. My brother would go on the road, turn around at the same point, but he would also take a left turn, go through the driveway, go to where our gravel driveway connected to that little dirt road I was talking about, and then he'd go from there onto the road. I probably did a terrible job at explaining that. I hope I did a better job in Microsoft Paint. But the race was set. The racers were ready, and one of the racers was destined for greatness. That's me. And to be fair, neither of us kept count of who was winning, but that was because we already knew who was winning. Yeah, boy. See, growing up, I like to ride bikes, and I like to ride them fast because I had grown up watching, you know, like NASCAR or some shit, and like ATV racing, and just a bunch of fun stuff like that. So I was going hard in the motherfucking paint. I'm not gonna finish that. And I was doing the technique that you often saw in a lot of people who go really fast on bikes, where you're pedaling or whatever, and you're also moving your weight side to side. I don't know why the fuck people do this, but it looks like a really shitty dance move. Maybe it's more leverage on the gears or the pedals, I guess. I really don't know. But I was going hard. And my brother, he was cruising. He was on an ATV, so naturally he was probably faster, but not as fast as the speed demon you see before me. And there are 2 things I, have neglected in the description of this that are going to have some repercussions later. See, I was 7 years old, and I had been riding my bike. Man, I was addicted to racing. Maybe that's why I'm such a racist. But I like to ride my bike all the time because there's a bunch of open area and there's really nothing else to do there besides fucking sit there. But you know, they don't want me to get hurt. They don't want me to, you know, crash and die. So I had training wheels on the back wheel of my bike for the longest time. But you know, I was a big, young, growing boy and I was becoming brave and I was getting hair on my chest as I eat my green beans every day. Is it peas? I don't fucking know what they say. Why do they say they like green beans and peas and should put hair. Why is that a thing? Anyways, I had recently told my dad that I wanted the training wheels off, and at first he was very hesitant. First he was very hesitant, but, you know, he obliged because he wanted his son to just have fun. So I wasn't exactly good at the whole balance thing just yet. I was decent at it, but, you know, not the best. And I mentioned before that our driveway was mostly gravel. Thankfully, I wasn't riding over that at all, but there are some things about the road. See, this road probably was last touched, probably by Amish people, you know, right before the Great Depression. And there were cracks in this road, you know. There may have been a few cracks in the pavement that were just kind of showing. There may have been a massive fucking pothole. And I mean probably this deep of a pothole, you know. About average. And I guess my little child brain thought, ooh, bumps, ooh. So a few of the laps I would like either slow down or I'd speed up really fast, so I'd either skip over the pothole, which was also probably about this wide and like that long, probably about like 4 feet long of like a little pothole. But I was a kid, I was adventurous, and I really didn't give a shit. Well, I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And every lap or so, I would sort of go into the pothole and sort of bounce out, and I was like, oh, that's fun. Ooh, I want to do it again. Well, remember that pothole, kids. It's a surprise tool that'll help us later, because the race was getting close. It was near the wire. My little boy legs were worn out. I was pedaling as hard as I could. My brother, I don't know what he was doing at this point, but I was beating him, god damn it! I was pedaling, and I was pedaling. I was on one of the final laps, the final stretch into glory. All I had to do was go up this hill once again. And it's not a very big hill, I didn't mention that. It's not like a steep incline that's like insane or anything like that, and it's not a really long hill. It was just like a little hill, you know? But at that time, that hill looked like my Mount Everest, and I was going to be the one who toppled it. Or end up like one of the many bodies that are dead on Mount Everest of all the people who couldn't climb it. I saw this hill, I stared it down, and I told it I was gonna beat it up for its lunch money. Because that's what people did to me. I get to the base of the hill. I think, you know what? Maximum overdrive. And I take all the energy that I had, all the force, all of the might, all of the green beans and peas that I had eaten that morning, straight out of the can, because I was like, Popeye, bitch. My calf muscles grew larger. My biceps grew larger for some reason. My neck muscles tensed and grew. It was a little hard to breathe, not gonna lie. But I got to the base and I pushed off. I pedaled on those pedals so hard that I couldn't pedal the pedal. Pedal to the metal, as they say. Only it was concrete, and there were some worn out sneakers on the pedals. But I pushed, and I pushed, and I thought, you know what? This is easy. I want to make it a challenge. So I decided one final time to go into that pothole. And this pothole was a little bit off center, probably a little bit more to the right side, but still in the middle. And I was pedaling up the left side of this hill because my brother was behind me, so he wasn't gonna be there. And he's probably like 80 feet away, probably not even looking this direction, which, you know, at first is probably bad. And since I was on the left side and I wanted to hit this pothole, I lined myself up to the center and started going a little bit to the right. And I am full steam ahead, Thomas the Tank Engine looking motherfucker, straight into this pothole. I was so close to the finish, just had this one obstacle to get through, and then it was the top of the hill. And then I blacked out. Whereas I was at the apex of my career, about to achieve my magnum opus of racing. The top of Mount Everest was right there. It was within hand's grasp. But I couldn't reach far enough. I remember waking up, my dad was carrying me in his arms. We were halfway down the driveway and he was putting me into the back seat of the truck and going to get my mom. I didn't know what was going on. I was pretty much just sitting there like, what's going on? Why are there two of you, Dad? They rushed me to the nearest hospital, which is actually pretty close to where I live right now. But this is probably a 30-ish minute drive maybe because of how windy these fucking roads are. Every time I think of the roads near where I used to live, I think of small intestines because all they do is just sit here and do that for no fucking reason. But after blacking out, I was sort of, you know, falling asleep, waking back up again, that sort of thing, you know, dazed, confused, and probably about to die. But eventually they get me to the hospital. They do some x-rays, they do different things. I think I might have gotten a few scratches and whatnot, but I was fine for the most part. I felt really shaky. That's one thing I do remember. Now, I was very, very shaky, which was not usual unless I had gotten hurt. So I knew something was wrong, besides the fact I was on a hospital, you know. I was basically just laid up in the chair, the nurse or the doctor or whoever was talking to my parents, yada yada. Eventually, I got to go home. I was told that I had a minor concussion, I'm pretty sure, but the worst part about it was I had a huge fucking goosebump right on the center of my forehead. And this wasn't just like a little bump from where, you know, like I hit with something or no. This was like, it protruded from my face almost as much as my fucking nose. I was like a Disney cartoon character whenever they get hit in the head and you just see whoop, there but my forehead. I became a unicorn. And I remember this is towards the point where I'd be going back to school, so all I was thinking was, oh no, people are gonna make fun of me. People are gonna make fun of my forehead. I don't want to be known as Goosebump Guy. Don't worry, I wasn't known as Goosebump Guy. They usually called me loser or faggot. But eventually I go home, I get some ice packs, I lay on the couch or whatever, or lay in my bed, you know, just kind of chill, have ice. You know, my parents bring me food and snacks and whatnot. And eventually I did heal, and eventually everything was fine, I think. Maybe I have severe brain damage from that event, I don't fucking know. But I was told what happened is my brother turned around, saw me riding up the hill, and I apparently managed to, as I was going through this pothole, had my hands on the handlebars, hit the pothole, and then fucking Superman over my handlebars as my bike stayed still, mind you, and I just fucking flew. Because I was leaning forward at this point, so I just fucking flew off the front of my bike and smacked my head straight into the fucking pavement at probably around like 15 miles an hour. Probably less because I was pedaling uphill and I was a small child. But you know, I was going fucking... But yeah, that's pretty much what happened. And that's how I thought that I almost died. I don't actually think I got any like, you know, major injuries from it. I think I just got a pretty decent goosebump and probably a little bit of a concussion maybe. But it was fine. And again, I was 7 years old, so anything that did hurt me would probably heal within a fucking week because we're superhumans as kids like that. I just failed to snap. I'm gonna... There we go. But yeah, that was the story of how I almost died when I was a kid, so that's cool. And you know, I think this explains a lot about my personality and how I am today, you know, because I wasn't dropped on my head as a child. I was forcefully thrown on my head due to my own decisions. But that's not the point. All I want you to take away from this video is I'm alive, bitch. I am the grand champion of the 2009 Grand Prix of the Boonies. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to tell this story because I thought it was funny and I thought I could, you know, bless your ears with hearing it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. This is fun to do. If you want to hear more story time videos or anything like that, or just whatever you want to see, make sure to comment, like, do all that dumb bullshit. And yeah, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace! Wait, why did the outro music stop? That's weird. Oh. Maybe that's because there's some... Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I hate my life and I've gotta pee. Oh, why did I do that? Holy fuck. See, I used to... What the fucking southern bullshit is that? All the green peas and beans. What? And I am the grand winner of the 2009. Alright, I'll give you the outro. Here you go.